You're now listening to Des Talks Podcast. Here on this show, we talk about every topic that involves gaming, music, movies, and shows. Everything is uncensored and unedited during this show. From relationships to life to movie reviews, Des Talks Podcast is going to give you so much entertainment for you to enjoy. Thanks for listening and welcome to the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the newest episode of Des Talks Podcast, coming at you live at this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hope you guys are enjoying your afternoon as well as I am, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we all know that the Batman 2 movie is coming out somewhere later on down the line, either next year or two. And everybody has been constantly asking, who is going to be the main villain of the movie? And who's going to be casted as the main villain? Well, your boy might have some ideas as to who should be the main villain of the Batman 2 and who might be the main villain in the Batman 2 movie and who I think should be casted as these villains. Now, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor and follow me on social media, which is at DesiDOfficial. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys go follow me over there. Also, I have a YouTube channel by the name of DesiDTV. Make sure you guys go subscribe over there. Tap on that bell for notifications so you don't miss any single videos. Now, let's just start with the obvious real quick, okay? You know, Robert Pattinson, Batman, cool. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. She may come back. I do not know. They haven't really confirmed anything yet. Jeffrey Wright as James Gordon. It makes sense to bring him in. We all know, I think they confirmed this the other day, Andy Serkis is back as Alfred. He'll be back as Alfred in the upcoming movie. Colin Farrell as Penguin. I'm not saying that he's going to be the main villain or the side villain. He might not be he probably going to be the side villain, but not going to be doing too much. I think they're probably going to set him up for his upcoming TV show that they're working on, the Cobblepot show. I think that's going to be on HBO Max. But I got a couple of people who I think should play as a villain. I'm going to start off with just one villain. And if they go in the route where it could be two villains, then, you know what, I'm going to pick who should be. Now, I'm just going to go and start with the first one. The main villain of this Batman movie should be Mr. Freeze. I feel like it's been a very long time since we had Mr. Freeze into like an actual live action movie, ever since Arnold Schwarzenegger basically fucked it up to the point where we didn't really care much about the character until, of course, the animated shows or movies that came out, and that's when we started to care about him. I think my favorite Mr. Freeze is Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. That animated movie was so awesome. And I love how they portrayed Mr. Freeze. Like, he was going through so much that he was willing to do whatever it takes to save his wife. And I respect that. I respect that from him. So, who should play as Mr. Freeze if they decide to go down this route? If they decided to go with Mr. Freeze, I have two people who should be casted. Bryan Cranston or Giancarlo Esposito. Bryan Cranston or Giancarlo Esposito. One of these two men should definitely play as Mr. Freeze. I think both of them have a very, very great demeanor as far as the character. Because Mr. Freeze, of course, he has that angry side of him, and when he speaks, it's like very calming, and he has that robotic sound like, "Days don't do it, Batman." Like something like that. I can see Giancarlo Esposito playing that role, but as far as the look and like kind of like talking a little bit, I can see Bryan Cranston being that role. Either way, one of these two can definitely fit so well into this one, for me. Now, another person who I think should be in this film, I'm not going to say he could be the main villain. He could be a part of a side villain. Now, I already have two side villains. So, I'm not going to say this. I don't really know at this point. I don't really know if he could play the main villain or the side villain. But this next person I'm going to say, Two-Face. Two-Face. Now, I'm assuming that in the movie, they said that it wasn't Joker. So I'm immediately assuming that was Two-Face. I'm assuming. But if that is the case, if that is really the case, and they actually do bring in a Two-Face, I got two people in comes to mind. The first person I picked for Two-Face, I would love to see Robert Downey Jr. playing that character. Now, the only reason why, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, I'm probably going to be like, dude, what is your problem? Why would you pick Robert Downey Jr. to play this character? I'm going to explain to you why. We all know in Iron Man, he knows how to play the part. Robert Downey Jr. plays perfect in that role. We've seen him on the good side. But how will we feel if he played a different side, a more darker side, a more something that I can semi-imagine him doing? Because mind you, Two-Face is played as Harvey Dent. And Harvey Dent is the mayor of Gotham. So can you imagine just Robert Downey Jr. in a suit, just looking fresh to death, and then something crazy happens to the point where his side of his face is burnt off and he has some alter egos? Maybe. I can see that happening a little bit. Now, if they go have a black person as Two-Face, kind of like how they was going to do a long time ago in the Batman movie with Michael Keaton, and they had Billy D. Williams playing as Harvey Dent. If they have a black Two-Face, I think Sterling K. Brown is the perfect role for that. To me. I feel like Sterling K. Brown plays the perfect role if they have a black Two-Face. I think that would be pretty cool if you think about it. If you think about it, that could be a really, really cool role for him. Now, I haven't seen much of Sterling K. Brown. I'm not really familiar of him. But from the way he looks, and he looks great in a suit, I can see, you know what I'm saying? I can see them going that route of having him playing as the character of Two-Face. That's just me. Now, another side villain who should be in this one, I think this will be a perfect way to have him in this movie, especially after what happened in the first movie with the sewers and stuff. It would make more sense to have Killer Croc in this movie. Killer Croc, Waylon Jones. I think this would be a really cool idea to have him in it because, like I said, with the Stewards. Now, who should play him? I think Dominic Purcell should play him. I think so. Dominic Purcell should. I think he can fit that role. I believe he can fit that role. Now, will he be casted for it? I don't know. But I really do hope that they go that route and hire him to play that role. Because I've seen some comparison and putting them in the middle. I don't know. I saw them compare from side to side. They do look great. But hey, personally, I just cannot wait for this movie to come out. I don't really care who gets casted, but okay, let me take that back. I do care who they cast, but I want to make sure that they cast the right person to a point where he looks he looks the part. Because you can't just play any person and then mess it up for everybody. Now, another villain that I think should be in this one, I personally would have kind of waited for him to be in 3. In the Batman 3 than 2, maybe, that's just me. It's Scarecrow. Now, I know the first movie had something to do with, has a lot to do with fear and with everything that was going on in that movie. If I had to pick who should play the Scarecrow, it's a really tough pick. If you really think about it, I'm gonna have to go with Adam Driver. I can see. I can see him playing as a Scarecrow. You know what I'm saying? I can see him playing that role. Will he kill it? Absolutely, because otherwise I wouldn't have picked him. But I don't know. I can see him becoming that character because, you know, he can have his fears. Mind you, Bruce Wayne was talking about a whole bunch of fears in the first movie, so why not bring it to this one? So that's only who should be the main villain. Now, Scarecrow is obviously should be the main villain, but if they wait till 3, that's even perfect. That means you have all the time in the world to take care of that. And for this one, I think the main villain should definitely be Mr. Freeze. And the reason why I say that again is once again, I said it's because we've been so long since we've seen him in a movie. So it would be great to recast him. So we can have Mr. Freeze as the main villain. For the side villains, we can get somebody like a Killer Croc. Somebody like Killer Croc, somebody like a Two-Face. You know what I'm saying? We can have these type of villains. I feel like Mr. Freeze and Two-Face are the perfect villains for the movie. To me, in my opinion. So, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna put up a poll in the Spotify comment. I'm just gonna put in the poll. Are you excited to for this movie? You know, what are your thoughts? I'm also gonna put a Q&A in there too. Who should be the main villain of the Batman movie, and who do you think should be casted as the main villain in the Batman movie? But yeah, guys, that's gonna be for the end of this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and follow me on social media, which is at Desi D Official. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys go follow me over there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Desi D TV. Subscribe and tap on that notification bell so you don't miss any videos. This is your boy Desmond D saying, enjoy your Sunday, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.